I guess it is a requirement that you have to be a complete moron to coach in the NBA. Nick Nurse is a complete disaster. Tyrese Maxey and Caleb Martin, this is a down screen that you need to guard. I would just switch right here. Like, that's what I would do. The Sixers do nothing. Caleb Martin's 3 steps behind James Harden before he comes off this ball screen. So now Zubac doesn't even have to set the screen. He can just slip it, and James Harden's right in the lane because you didn't guard that down screen. Nick Nurse is a disaster. This is unbelievable. Look at Nick Nurse. You are a human disgrace. Derek Jones Jr. setting this first screen. So what are we doing about it? I would just switch again. I would just switch. Have Tyrese Maxey take James Harden. You can't do nothing. Caleb Martin was just screened. So now Zubac, who's planning on setting a second screen, doesn't have to. He can slip it, and James Harden's right back in the lane. Just walk in the paint. This is directly off a made basket. Nick Nurse's employment is a disgrace to human beings that he is sitting on that bench coaching this team. This is off a made basket. Could Caleb Martin just guard Kai Jones? Just guard Kai Jones. What are you doing? Off a make. Where is your help, Caleb Martin? This is where coaching comes into play. Gershon Yabusele is sitting in the gaps. So this is where we want to force James Harden to the middle of the floor. Right into that help. Right into that help. Someone from the bench should be calling it. Yabusele's got to be calling it. Force him to the middle of the floor. Look at Caleb Martin, letting him go away from any help. Right to the rim. That's Nick Nurse, though. What is Kenyon Martin Jr. looking at right here? You're not a part of anything happening right here. So could we please just at least, we can look at this, but can we see Nicholas Batum too? Constantly keeping our head on a swivel. You're staring at what exactly? I feel so bad for the 76ers players and their fans. They have no hope. None. Because you have Nick Nurse. Stagger screen. Kelly Oubre Jr. needs to go under the first, over the second. And then on this second, Andre Drummond needs to be attached with his arms extended so Norman Powell can't curl. None of those things happen. Kelly Oubre Jr. goes up the gut of the second screen. Andre Drummond's nowhere to be found. Norman Powell's curling right off it. This is disgusting. The FBI needs to investigate this. This is criminal. I'm not giving up wide open threes to Norman Powell. Get up and hedge the screen and push him out. Where's Zubac rolling to? I'm standing and watching Tyrese Maxey here in backside help. But you got Nick Nurse. Look at this. Come off screen, wide open. This is some Nick Nurse garbage right here. Look at this human pile of trash right there. Turnover right here. Tyrese Maxey, we are not worried about the ball when it's across half court. We're only worried about sprinting back. That's the only thing we're worried about. Look at Tyrese Maxey, standing and staring at the ball. That's Nick Nurse, though. He is human vomit. You could find a homeless person off the street, and they can score on the 76ers defense because you don't guard screens. This is a down screen. It's Tyrese Maxey and Eric Gordon. I would, again, just switch. You do nothing. Eric Gordon's screened. He's 3 steps behind Norman Powell before this ball screen's even set. Zubac doesn't have to set the screen. He can slip it, and Norman Powell can walk to the rim. Nick Nurse is human garbage. So this would all be so much easier if Kenyon Martin Jr. would just flip his hips and force James Harden to the middle of the floor, where Caleb Martin now can just be, I can stunt, I can recover. But you have Nick Nurse, so you're letting him go away from that help. Now Caleb Martin's got to come trap right here. So Eric Gordon's going to rotate up. Andre Drummond has to go to the corner and Derek Jones. Caleb Martin comes down to Ivica Zubac. Eric Gordon rotates. Let's see what Andre Drummond's doing. Just undisciplined, poorly coached crap. It's not Tyrese Maxey's fault. You play for human garbage. Your head needs to be on a swivel. You need to constantly be seeing ball and man away from the ball. Tyrese Maxey is going to stare at the ball this entire time. The entire time he's staring at the ball. The 76ers, there's no reason for the 76ers to play basketball this year. This human being right here, Nick Nurse, gives them no chance to win. None. You don't know how to switch a screen. Kelly Oubre Jr., you need to get immediately underneath the screen or on the switch. How does Kelly Oubre Jr. switch? Over the top. Nick Nurse. George now, in transition. Just guard the ball, please. Just guard the ball. Norman Powell. Your help is in the middle of the floor. Please get up and guard the ball. Help's right here. Why is Paul George, why are you playing 4 steps off a shooter? Norman Powell's not beating you off the dribble anyways. If you're worried about it, get up and make sure he comes in to help. You're playing 4 steps off. Off this miss, I wouldn't want to play hard for Nick Nurse either. He is complete garbage. The 76ers have no chance of winning. But Caleb Martin, could you sprint back, please? Sprint back so you can take the ball. This is just in transition. You are walking. You need to sprint back to take the ball so Paul George can take James Harden. Instead, you got Paul George stuck in a 2-on-1. Poorly coached, undisciplined garbage. Nick Nurse being able to sit on a sideline and coach a basketball team at any level is every reason society has problems. Kelly Oubre Jr., just guard the ball. When Norman Powell comes off the screen, you'll guard it then. Look at Kelly Oubre Jr. leaning towards the screen 3 hours early, gets smoked the other way every time. Nick Nurse is a complete disaster. If Caleb Martin is trying to go under the screen, I need to be fully committed to going under right now. Look at why are you trying to go over the screen? And then Tyrese Maxey, of course, would need to be up jamming the screener so Caleb Martin can easily get on the other side. Caleb Martin's trying to go over the screen and goes, never mind, I'm going to go under. Well, you're not going to be on this other side for about 2 hours. So as you're coming back to guard James Harden, he's just going to blow right by you. But that's Nick Nurse right there. Look at this garbage. Nick Nurse just sitting here watching. You are human vomit. Kenyon Martin Jr. gets screened here. So why can't Paul George just switch? It's wing to wing. Why is it okay that Kenyon Martin Jr. gets screened and you do nothing? Nothing. That draws 2 now. It's almost not to be believed that Nick Nurse can be this atrocious at his job, that he gets paid money to coach basketball. This is Kenyon Martin Jr.'s help, and he's in help. So what is Kyle Lowry doing? Stay in the weak side corner. What is Kyle Lowry doing coming to triple the ball? Why? So the Sixers are trapping. But again, you can't just trap and have nobody move on the backside. Andre Drummond, so you know you're trapping here, right? That's what you talked about. You want to trap James Harden. Andre Drummond must get up here. We cannot allow this pass to Derrick Jones Jr. to get made. Paul George can sink down and take both Clippers 2 passes away. But those players become 1 pass away when Andre Drummond hasn't moved yet. So now Philadelphia, it's a 3-on-2. I just wish my parents never had me. I live in a world where this pile of trash, Nick Nurse, gets paid money to coach basketball. This is disgusting. It's the same thing. You're trapping. So Ricky Council needs to get up here. The pass to Derrick Jones Jr. can't get made. You're trapping again. Where's your backside help? Where is it? The 76ers have numbers again. Same play. Just shut the 76ers down now. They have no chance with Nick Nurse. None. Daryl Morey, you hired trash. Jared McCain, first of all, you're going under this first screen on the stagger screen. You're going under this first one. Why are you trying to go under the first one and then over the second? You're trying to go over the first one. That's why there's already this much space. But then on the second screen, Andre Drummond needs to be attached with his arms extended so Norman Powell can't curl. And guess what doesn't happen? Andre Drummond doing that. So now you got to step up and take the ball.